Professor Alistair Finch, a man whose life revolved around empirical evidence and scientific reasoning, scoffed at the notion of ghosts. He considered belief in the paranormal a childish fantasy, a relic of a less enlightened age. However, a hefty wager involving a year's worth of his favorite single malt scotch had persuaded him to spend a night in Blackwood Manor, a place steeped in chilling legends and whispered tales of spectral encounters. He arrived at Blackwood Manor, a crumbling Gothic structure silhouetted against the twilight sky, armed with a high-tech EMF meter, a video camera, and an arsenal of cynical remarks. The wind howled around the ancient stone edifice, rattling the windows like skeletal fingers. He felt a prickle of unease but quickly dismissed it as the effect of the cold night air. He set up his equipment in the Grand Hall, a cavernous space with ornate, dust-laden furniture. He chuckled at the thought of the haunted portraits staring down at him. The night progressed, the silence punctuated only by the creaks and groans of the old house settling. His initial confidence began to wane. The EMF meter registered a sudden spike, but he reasoned it was merely electrical interference. Then he heard a faint whisper, a chilling susurrus that seemed to emanate from the shadows. He dismissed it as the wind playing tricks. Then the temperature plummeted, an icy blast that made his teeth chatter. He felt a presence, a cold, ethereal weight in the room, and this unsettled him deeply. He tried to rationalize it, telling himself it was just his imagination playing tricks. He swore he saw a fleeting shadow, a glimpse of something moving too quickly to identify. His heart pounded in his chest like a war drum. His scientific mind struggled to reconcile the inexplicable occurrences with his deeply rooted skepticism. He felt a cold breath on his neck. Then came the unmistakable sound of footsteps upstairs. Footsteps that echoed through the eerily quiet corridors. His heart hammered against his ribs, a frantic rhythm in the oppressive silence. He tried to reassure himself it was likely just the house settling, he reasoned. He attempted to film the sounds with his camera, his hands trembling slightly. The sound grew louder, closer. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind extinguished his flashlight, plunging him into absolute darkness. A blood-curdling scream echoed through the hall, making Alistair jump in his skin. He fumbled for his lighter, desperately searching for a source of light in the impenetrable darkness. He lit the lighter and saw nothing. He screamed, a high-pitched, desperate cry filled with fear. Then he felt something brush against his arm. Something cold and clammy. He dropped the lighter, the darkness swallowing him whole. He was paralyzed by pure terror, his rational mind completely overwhelmed. He scrambled to his feet, desperate to escape the oppressive atmosphere of Blackwood Manor. He stumbled through the darkness, his body shaking uncontrollably. He found the front door, fled from the mansion and never looked back, and swore he never even thought about finishing the experiment. The morning sun greeted him, offering a stark contrast to the horrific night he had endured. He was a changed man, the experience shattering his unwavering skepticism. He no longer dismissed the paranormal as mere superstition. He had encountered something he couldn't explain, something that had profoundly altered his perception of reality. The wager was forgotten, superseded by the overwhelming terror of his encounter. His scientific mind struggled to reconcile his experience, still struggling to find an explanation, leaving him with a profound unease. He needed a new hobby, perhaps bird watching. He thought he saw a bird briefly. He wondered if the birds would be scared of Blackwood Manor. He needed scotch, a lot of it. He needed a long walk on a bright sunny day. He decided to go home and never speak of Blackwood Manor again. He wouldn't let anyone dare him into another spooky night again.